We humans always have the question, who am I? Where have I come from? These are not personal questions but a human civilizational question. So today I am going to tell you about the origin of the most abundant and widely spread species of primates. Us, the humans. We all were taught in third standard how the early man evolved from a monkey-like creature. So let's take a look at that. Millions of years ago, a species of monkeys called proconsuls lived on the trees of Africa. They hardly cared about the world below and fed on the fruits. The size of their legs was same as their hands. They were very similar to the modern day macaque. After studying the fossils of the proconsuls, scientists understood that they were not at all aggressive. But then, around 10 million years ago, the temperature dropped. It became difficult for the proconsuls to move from tree to tree via branches, which forced them to get down on the ground in search of food. Because of the climate change, the forest turned into savannas. The trees became distant. After eating the fruits and leaves of one tree, the proconsuls had to travel on the ground to reach another. As they evolved, they started walking on two legs. This species was called Ardipithecus. Imagine a human body but completely hairy, long arms and a monkey-like mouth. Around 4 million years ago, a tall creature who walked on two legs eating whatever he found on the ground was seen on the plains of the African savannas. The scientists call it Gracile Australopithecus. They lived in groups as the grassy plains lurked with ferocious animals. The Australopithecus walked on two legs and they used their hands to pick up fruits and throw stones. Now let's look at their skull structure. As you can see, their skull is like an ape, but now the skull is held up by the neck. The canine teeth have gotten smaller and the brain became larger. 3 million years ago, Australopithecus afarensis of East Africa evolved into a human. By the next 50,000 years, the earth had the first specimen of our genus, Homo habilis, which is a Latin term for man who used his hands. By this time, our brain had evolved to understand the need of stone tools for daily use. What daily use? Whitting wood, defending from predators, to kill the prey and carve their meat. This version of humans explored the savannas. Coming 1 billion years forward, a new species was formed, Homo ergaster, the name of terror in the savannas of Africa. They hunted down large animals with spears, grouping up and attacking like a lion pride. From a harmless fruit-eating tree ape to an armed intelligent hunter. This was most probably the time when humans discovered fire. Homo ergaster was almost same as us except some features of their skull. By this time, man had spread across Africa. 1.75 million years ago, the Homo habilis migrated outside Africa. Europe and Asia were colonized by two different human species, Homo neanderthalensis and Denisova hominis. The Neanderthals and humans shared the same ancestors. Scientists believe that the ancestors of Neanderthals left Africa 6 lakh years ago. Denisovans went east and Neanderthals went west. The Neanderthals were hunter-gatherers. They were shorter than us. They were the first human species to survive the cold climate of Europe. Let's look at their skulls. They had relatively larger brains. Their wide nostrils helped them to warm the cold air of Europe. You would be surprised to know that culture can be seen here. They built shelter, wore clothing, and created tools, and not with stones but with bones. They created bone ornaments and also the world's first musical instruments. They also carried out somewhat rituals for their dead. It is a possibility that they were the ones who created world's first cave art. Meanwhile, in Asia, across the Ural Mountains, lived the Denisovans. We have very less physical evidence of this species, but with what we have found, we understand that this species lived across Asia. They also mingled merrily with the Neanderthals and interbred. An interesting thing is that there was a bracelet which was found with the fossils of the Denisovans. It had a small hole, which astonished the scientists, as such a small hole can only be made with a modern high speed drill. Conspiracy theories. So, the Neanderthals lived in small groups, hunting and gathering in Europe, Central Asia, modern day Iran, and Israel. The Denisovans lived in the rest of Asia, and us, the Homo sapiens, the modern day humans, lived in Africa until a million years ago.